Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new here, thank you for visiting me. Today we are going to be doing a reading, just a general reading to see what it is that you need to know most right now or what it is that you need to hear most right now. Okay, so we have 3 crystals to choose from. I will insert a nice clear picture of them after I am done holding them up. We have rose quartz for pile or option number 1, we have amethyst for pile or option number 2, and we have citrine for pile or option number 3. Okay, and with that said, let's just jump right into pile 1 with the rose quartz. Okay, and we are just going to try to see what it is that you need to know most right now, any messages that your guides feel that you need to hear, or the universe needs you to hear, whatever resonates with you most. And as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so pile 1, what do y'all need to hear most right now? Okay, so we have 2 sevens, 7 of wands and 7 of swords. The 7 of swords dropped first. Immediately, to me, the sevens in tarot can indicate that there is some type of challenge that you feel like you're coming up upon, or even more so, it's almost like you have to prove yourself in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, you are urged to, the moon just jumped out, and to me, to see the 7 of swords, the 7 of swords is typically indicative of somebody either lying or being dishonest, and then justice just jumped out. So just to quickly go over what's already coming through here. The 7 of swords would indicate somebody that's typically a liar, somebody that cannot be trusted. The 7 of wands indicates that you need to put your guard up around this person. I also feel like the 7 of wands brings with it this message of having to prove yourself. And it's almost like, overall, to me, this feels like you're, beating a dead horse. Why are you constantly trying to prove yourself to this person who really doesn't even deserve to have you in their life? And that's something that's coming through here. Like, you might be dealing with difficult people, you might be dealing with a difficult person, and you are urged to, instead of trying to prove yourself in some way when it comes to this person, because they're just going to lie, cheat, and steal their way out of whatever this situation is. They're operating from a very low vibration. They're operating from a place of lack, even perhaps a place of manipulation. Like, they might be trying to manipulate some truth within your life, or they might be trying to just make your life miserable in some way. It truly feels like, to me, you are almost feeling like upset, or like you did something wrong, when at the end of the day you really didn't do anything wrong, but you keep finding the need to have to explain your truth to whoever this person is, or trying to prove yourself to whoever this person is. And this person's never going to see you for who you truly are, and they're never going to see the truth of the situation, because that's not where their brain operates from, if that makes sense. Like, they are very much stuck in their own misery, in their own lack, and even in their own lies and their own untruths and their own denials. So you consistently almost trying to make this person see the light is just going to cause you more harm than good. Okay, I hope that that makes sense, because it's a really, really strong message. And with the moon and the justice card, this is clarity and truth, and this is honesty and integrity. And you've been staying within your honesty, within your truth, and within your integrity. And as long as you continue to stand within your own integrity and your own truth, you're going to end up being the one that is okay in this situation. This other person is not. It's almost, just to use like a common cliche that karma, let's say, is going to get this person, or karma will bite them in the ass. You don't have to continue trying to deal out their karma, and justice is another signifier of karma as well. But you don't have to continue to try to dish out or dole out their karma. You also don't have to continue to try to push back against this person, to impress this person, to stand up for yourself against this person. There comes a point in time where it's easier for you to, let's say, walk away from the situation and let the situation take care of itself. Because this person is not going to leave this current state of mind that they're in anytime soon. As long as, especially if this is something like a work situation or a family situation, where you're dealing with, let's say, multiple colleagues or multiple family members, you are urged to continue just to stay within your own integrity when it comes to this situation, and that's about all that you can do. Because you can't change, let's say, the misery or the denial or the this or the that of so many people. And another thing, even if it is only one person that is particularly, let's say, narcissistic or manipulative or trying to make you look bad, even if it's only one person, you can't, this person's going to have to undergo major, massive amounts of healing work on their own. And it's just worth it more for you to stay within your own integrity and to focus on yourself. Because there's nothing that you can do to make this person just change their ways. There's nothing that you can say. There's no way that you can act. You continuing, especially if you are pushing back up against this person in one way or another, the most that you can do really is to protect your own energy. With that Seven of Wands, create strong, healthy boundaries between you and this person. For others, it might be boundaries aren't going to cut it anymore, and you might have to walk away from this relationship, or you might have to, not interact with this colleague if you're capable, other than keeping it toward work stuff. But that's an important message as well. That there's really nothing that you can do, let's say, to change the way that this person is acting toward you. Okay, so the first card to jump out is Door to Romance. I didn't really get the vibe throughout the reading that this was dealing strictly with a romantic partner, but I'm sure for some of you this is ringing true for somebody that could be an ex, maybe somebody that was being dishonest, somebody that you continue to try to, expose their lies or expose their untruths, and you're urged again to just kind of stay within your integrity and to ignore, or not ignore, but to work through whatever the hell's going on here on your own time. Not really, trying to expose them or trying to do something against them. It's more of this energy of you having to pull your energy back and focus on yourself. I do feel like the Door to Romance card was indicating that maybe for some of you this is somebody that's like an ex to you, or somebody within your love life that has acted like the Seven of Swords. I usually call the lying, cheating scumbag card, so could be something like that, and you might be hyper focusing on trying to take them down in some way, and you're urged to just find your own closure and move forward. I also feel like the Door to Romance card in general could just be bringing up self-love, that it would be an act of self-love for you to instead create strong, healthy boundaries between you and this person, that it would be an act of self-love, that rather trying to continue to defend yourself around or defend yourself against somebody who is just consistently lying or trying to take you down in some way or trying to bring you down in some way. It's an act of self-love for you, or would be an act of self-love for you if you were to rather walk away from this person. Put up those, energetic boundaries as well, but put up, strong, healthy boundaries between you and them as well. But as far as it goes to you, trying to get under this person's skin, I don't feel like it's going to happen. Or as far as it like comes from you trying to defend yourself against what this person is saying, I feel like there's already people on your side. There's already people that see you for who you are, but it's almost like something that I just heard is, and I don't remember exactly how the saying goes, but the word that I heard was defensive. And to me, it is almost bringing forth that, I'm so bad with cliches, but it's almost that, the more defensive you get, the more guilty you look. So I hope that that maybe makes sense for some of you, so that if you are coming at this situation aggressively, just know that there's a lot of people that know that you're speaking from a place of truthfulness and a place of honesty. So the more that you're getting defensive, if anything, the more that it's making people perhaps say that saying. It's making more people kind of be like, maybe they're not, why are they getting so defensive about this? And I feel like the reason why you're getting so defensive about this, if you are, is because of the fact that it's a, what's it called? It's almost like an attack against your own truth. It's an attack against your authenticity, and you're also not really sure of where it's coming from. And it's coming from somebody that's deeply unhinged, okay? Like, it's not coming from a source of, somebody that can be trusted, or whatever. It's coming from somebody that's seriously unhinged and deep within their own misery. We move forward to the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. I do feel like ultimately this is bringing up that this is a situation that you've been overthinking about a lot. Storm warning comes out next. So to me, it is kind of this indicator of, this might have been a big fight, or it might be just this ongoing uncomfortability that you have with whoever this person is or these people are. And you are being urged to begin to release your anxiety surrounding this situation. Okay, because it is causing a lot of anxiety and is making you feel more and more uncomfortable. We have the first chakra and then the 5th chakra. The first chakra is our root chakra. So again, this can indicate to me that perhaps this is a work situation, that you might be dealing with difficult people that you work with. The first chakra, or the root chakra, though, is also yet again indicating that there could be some uncomfortability here. This person might be lying about something that deep in your core, or deep, something that makes you feel safe, secure, comforted. This person is disrupting your security, your stability, and your comfort. Okay? And then the 5th chakra is yet again indicative of the throat chakra, which is indicative of us speaking our truth and of us staying within our integrity. Of that you are telling the truth in this situation, or that you are remaining authentic to yourself. And to be honest, that's the absolute most that you can do, is just to continue to remain being exactly who it is that you are and exactly who it is that you want. So I got cut off at the end somewhere. I'm not quite exactly sure where, because my battery died. But with the 5th chakra, you're just being urged to stand within your own integrity, because you're not going to be able to change this person's mind. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but you're not going to be able to change these people's mind or this person's mind. They're operating from a place of serious lack. They're operating from this place of lies and deception and misery. So you're urged to continue to be truthful and to continue to be authentic to yourself, and that's about all that you can do in this situation. And you should not let this person get under your skin either. Okay, I wouldn't exactly recommend fighting against them, because you might just again feel like you're beating a dead horse, because you're not going to magically change their opinion, or you're not going to magically change their perception of you, whatever it is, or their lies. You're not going to magically stop them or turn them into a better person type of thing either. So it's necessary for you to instead bring or focus that energy back into yourself first and foremost. And with that said, we are pretty much at the end of pile 1, reading 1. So thank you so very much rose quartz for sticking with me if you've made it this far. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please like and subscribe if it resonated with you. And just thank you so very much for allowing me to read for you as well. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And now we are just going to transition right into pile 2, option 2, with the amethyst. Okay, so we are looking for what it is that you need to know most right now, what it is that you need to hear most right now. Okay, really just any general information or general messages that need to come through from your spirit guides, from your guardian angels, whatever it is that resonates with you most. Okay, so pile 2. Let's see what it is that you need to hear most right now, what it is that you need to know. It's a nice classic general reading. Okay, so what we've got going on right here is a serious lack mindset, but also there might be something along the lines of depression or anxiety occurring here. We have 10 of Cups in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and King of Cups in reverse. So starting out with the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, very strong messages here that there's certain opportunities that have not worked out for you, and rather than exploring other opportunities, you're really holding it against yourself. Okay, there's this very strong message here of, you know, I didn't do well at that, I failed at this, and now, like, it's almost like this indication here that you just look at yourself as a failure. Almost even at times that you might look at yourself as somebody that can't really be redeemed. You know, that there's, what can I do? Because everything that I touch turns to shit type of thing, you know, rather than everything you touch turn to gold. And I feel like the first thing that you need to really focus on is what's going on with you mentally and emotionally. Okay, there's a lack of fulfillment within your life. There's this feeling of, you know, never being able to do the right thing. There's this feeling of, you know, when is this all going to happen for me? Might be a feeling too of like, when is this going to happen to me? Or like, why does this keep happening to me? And there's a need for you to begin to move away from this mindset. I would absolutely recommend focusing on meditation, introspection, self-love, self-care, therapy, and perhaps even Reiki is something that could help you here. But there's definitely also another thing too that I get is like kind of like hating yourself for having very low self-worth. So there's really truly a need for you to begin to address how it is that you are feeling mentally and emotionally ASAP. Okay, this is something that cannot continue to go ignored. This is something that you really need to place a strong focus on at this point in time. Okay? There's a lot of self-sabotage and there's a lot of holding yourself back, but it's very difficult not to remain stuck or stagnant if you feel like absolute shit, because where the hell are you going to find the motivation to perhaps go after an opportunity or to feel fulfilled if you're having days where you feel like you can hardly get out of bed? Okay, so I would highly recommend that there's something that needs to be done here. You need to begin to reach out and ask for help. Okay, you know, you need to try to get a therapy appointment. You need to reach out to somebody that perhaps knows more about meditative work that can maybe send you some recommendations, which I am always here. So if anybody needs any recommendations for anything, I am your gal. Okay, like, I'm your gal. I will message you right back. But there's a serious need for you to begin to address what's going on mentally and emotionally, because you keep taking it out on yourself that, you know, let's say you're not doing well at certain opportunities, or you're not even getting certain opportunities. You're taking it out on yourself that you don't feel fulfilled, or that you feel like you should be further along in life. You know, you might be comparing yourself to peers a lot more. You might see people getting married and having kids. You might see people buying houses or getting these amazing job opportunities and so on and so forth. And rather rather than recognizing that they're perhaps just on a different journey than you are really holding it against yourself and making yourself feel like absolute shit. And that's something that needs to begin to stop today. I would, again, highly recommend as well, even just focusing on an abundance mindset or looking up what it is. Just seeing that, through an abundance mindset, we're focused on cooperating or collaborating with one another versus then competing with one another. There's just the recognition of the fact that, everybody's life and everybody's journey is exactly their own. Okay, just because it's this, you might have a preoccupation basically with peers doing better than you are. You might also, again, even just focusing on, like, if we're looking at this even from like a thoughts create our reality type of thing, you might be focusing on all of your failures versus all of your successes. So there is a need for you, because you do have successes in your life. You have plenty of things that you are successful at, that you have been successful at, but all you're seemingly thinking about are the ones that went a little bit awry. And there's this thing that I'm not going to explain as eloquently as the person who wrote it did, but there is this one thing that I always like to say where, any problem that we have in our life, any issue, it's really not a problem or an issue, it's just a situation that we have dealt with. And this is now just another situation that you are dealing with that you are going to get through. Okay? Right now, this feels very all-encompassing. Right now, this feels like it's something that you're not able to, see your way out of, or you're not able to see that there's a light at the end of this tunnel. You're not able to see that, even 3 weeks from now, you could get the best job opportunity of your life. Because there's just this blatant lack of motivation, this perhaps depression, this anxiety. There's you holding yourself back because there's so much doubt. It's like any move that you make or have made hasn't put you in the position that you want to be, so suddenly you're doubting every single thing you've ever done. And to me, who would you be and where would you be if you didn't have those lessons that you've learned throughout that time? Any single, like, one of my, I don't know how to describe it. I was going to say pet peeve, but it's not really a pet peeve. But one thing that always gets me is that question of, am I on the right path? Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, like, is this a path that's going to be, fruitful or abundant or happy and healthy for me? But we're always on the right path, because any way that you slice it, while you're walking along that path, even if it was a path that was a really shitty opportunity, you learned something from that really shitty opportunity. Okay, you learn something even through the self-doubt that's being perpetuated, through depression or anxiety that's being perpetuated, through the lack of fulfillment that's being perpetuated. You're still learning something that's necessary to take forward with you toward the next part of your journey. So you might feel like you've steered far away from the path of fulfillment, but you haven't. You just need to start to reconnect with it. And figuring out or working on what's going on mentally and emotionally with you would be the absolute first place to start. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some oracle cards just to see if there are any other further messages that need to come through. We already have one jumping out. I'm also feeling like maybe for some of you, like we have door to romance in reverse jump out, and then even with the 10 of Cups in reverse, not only can that be speaking to a lack of fulfillment, but it also could be like maybe some of you have gone through recently a very bad divorce or a very bad breakup as well. And that was something that you had really thought or seen for yourself, or a relationship that had brought you a lot of, what's the word? Like maybe you were depending on your relationship too much to bring you happiness and fulfillment, and you're also being urged then to focus on you know, finding that internal happiness and fulfillment instead. So we have daughter romance in reverse. That's I just described it. Then we have the fifth chakra in reverse. The fifth chakra in reverse would indicate to me, since it's representative of our throat chakra, is that at times you might feel disconnected from your truth. You might not know what your purpose is. You're not sure what path you're supposed to be on. And what you are urged to do when things start to feel like that is to focus on meditative work and really focus on meditative work, and even certain things that you can work through in therapy as well. But definitely with the meditative work, focusing on focusing on reconnecting to your intuition and your own inner truth or your authenticity is a way for you to help to feel like you are going to begin to move forward toward the path that you want to be on, or the path that you feel you should be on, if that makes sense. Okay? And we do have adjacent possibilities jumping out next. And I feel like adjacent possibilities is basically this reminder that there is so much that you can do. There is so much unlimited potential that you have. There is so much personal power that you have over this situation right now. And you're disconnected from that because of whatever's going on mentally and emotionally. We literally have all tied up jumping out next. So all tied up to me would yet again indicate that you're really feeling stuck and stagnant in this lack of fulfillment, in this lack of opportunity, in this self-doubt, and perhaps in this depression and anxiety. You are all tied up within it, but you're urged to recognize, even if you don't believe it at first, you're urged to at least ponder about the idea that this is a very abundant universe, that there is enough out there for everybody, and that you are going to be successful. Okay, and that there's many, 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 many different ways that you can find success, happiness, and fulfillment within your life. You're just disconnected from it right now because of whatever's going on mentally and emotionally, and you just feel very stuck. But there is so much out there for you. We end with woman holding a coin. And again, I do feel like a lot of this has to do with career opportunities, not feeling like we're on the right path, not feeling like we know what our purpose is, and consistently getting into shitty opportunities, whatever it might be. But this is yet again indicating that as you begin to work through what is tying you up, what is holding you back, which is really what's going on mentally and emotionally, and this extreme lack mindset that's occurring here. As you begin to work through it, you are going to yet again begin to see the many opportunities that you have, the many different paths that you can take that are going to be fulfilling for you, that are going to be authentic to you as well. Okay, so I hope that made sense. But thank you so much, Pile 2, for allowing me to read for you today. Thank you for sticking it out with me if you have made it this far into your reading. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hello, Pile 3, citrine pile option 3, pile 3. Let's get it started. We are looking to see what it is that you need to hear most right now, what it is that you need to know most right now, and really just any other general messages that need to come through for you from your guides, from the universe, whatever it is that resonates with you most. Okay, so let's see what comes out for you, pile 3. Pile 3, need to know most right now. Ooh. Okay, so what are you? Okay, so basically what's coming out first is like there might be somebody or some people that want you to kind of go on this adventure with them, that want you to take this leap of faith with them. You do not have the information that you need. You do not have enough information to be taking this leap of faith. And these people might not have your best interest in mind. So we start with the Fool, Ace of Swords in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Six of Pentacles at the end of the deck. So basically the gist of this is that you're urged to forge your own path, because as you go down your own path, for whatever this opportunity might be, you're going to get the opportunities in life, let's say, that you are looking for. I just want to get a couple of more cards. Yes, okay, so the next card to jump out was the Hierophant, and then now Strength is at the bottom of the deck. But to me, and this could, oh, and then Six of Pentacles joined us as well. So basically the gist of what I'm picking up here is not to listen to anybody else. Okay, another thing that's coming out here though is that if there is some leap of faith that you want to take toward a new career path for yourself, stop listening to anybody else. But if there's other people urging you, the first initial message that came out was if there's other people trying to urge you to do something, stick to your guns. Like, stick to your guns. Do whatever it is that you think you should do and stop listening to these other people. And that also pertains to if there is an opportunity that you yourself want to go after, then go after it and stop listening to what these other people want to say, because they don't have your best interest in mind. Okay, these other people are trying to cloud your thinking, or you might be focusing too much on external opinions, and these external opinions are really not looking out for you here. Okay, they're not. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. They're not looking out for you. Okay, they're hoping. Three of Cups in reverse is a card that can indicate jealousy. It can indicate, malicious gossip. Kind of just, I guess, the negative external opinions, even, let's say. And you're listening to them, and they are clouding your own judgment. They're clouding your clarity. It's almost this message of, why the hell, before you spoke to X, Y, and Z, why did you have the hope and faith in yourself to just leap right off the ledge, and then you speak to them, and now all of a sudden you're feeling like you have to defend yourself and defend your ideas? Okay, and I feel like, again, this could go either one of those two ways. That there's other people that want you to get in on an opportunity, but you've already got one heading your way. And they don't have your best interest at heart. They might be, maybe you have the funds to be able to help them with. Maybe you have some skill set that you'd be able to help them with, and you don't have all the information because they're keeping it from you. The other aspect of this, which is perhaps happening for most of you, is that you do want to take a leap of faith toward a new career path that's going to be very fruitful for you. And then you have these other people in your life that you are basically defending yourself against, that you are defending your ideas. You might feel like you're almost at war or in a battle trying to defend yourself, and it's almost this message of you having to fight for what it is that you want. And also this message of you weren't so confused, or you weren't fighting before you let these people in on what you were doing. And with that, there's also this saying that I screwed up a cliche earlier, or a saying earlier as well, but there's that cliche around, moving in silence. Like, your best bet right now would be for you to move in silence and not to ask for anybody else's opinion, because nobody has your best interest in mind the way that you do. Okay? So there's no need for you to continue to defend yourself, or to try to convince these people that what you've got going on will be fruitful for you, because it will be fruitful for you. It will be a very abundant choice. Whatever this is, it does seem as though you are taking a leap of faith when it comes to your career, and you're urged to take it if that is what you want to do. Okay? Whatever it is that you want to do regarding your career right now, you're being urged to just go and fucking do it. Okay, whether that means, and completely disregard what other people are telling you, because it's coming from a place of jealousy. It's coming from a place of them not wanting what is best for you. And ultimately, again, you know what is best for you, and you are urged to forge your own path ahead. Okay, to take that leap of faith for yourself, by yourself. Okay, nobody else has to be involved. And now I'm just going to pull some oracle cards, because this was a pretty straightforward message that we got from the tarot cards. Stop listening to other people and start listening to yourself. Okay, and if you feel like you're disconnected from your intuition, well, we've got meditation for that. We've got Reiki for that. Oh, God, we've got self-care and self-love for that. But start focusing on yourself. Stop listening to these other people. They're not they're not doing what it is. They're making you so much more confused than you were before you said it to anybody. So now tell me, who's the problem? Is it you for having this amazing plan? Or is it them trying to hold you back? Okay. Because the only time that doubt was put in your mind was when you discussed it with whoever these people are. Okay, so Journey, but there was like 5 or 6 cards that jumped out, but Journey was at the bottom of it, so I find that funny. Oh my goodness. There we go. Having some major difficulties. So we start out with the third chakra. Third chakra is representative of our solar plexus. So this is yet again, when we're looking at the solar plexus chakra, we're looking at self-confidence. We are looking at willpower, determination. Basically, yet again, indicating that you have the confidence, you have the power over this situation. You're holding the personal power over it. You might feel disconnected right now from it because you are a little bit confused because you think these people or this person has your best interest at heart, and they do not. Okay, so stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Defend your dream, your goal, this leap of faith, and just fucking do it, because this person is not it. We have Goddess of the Moon, again indicating listen to your own gut instinct, listen to your intuition, listen to yourself in this manner. Move in silence, operate in silence, do whatever you need to do in silence. Not everybody has to know what you've got going on, okay? And also the man holding a coin jumped out, yet again indicating that this is going to be a very fruitful opportunity for you, whatever it is that you want to take this leap of faith about. It's going to be financially abundant, and it's going to be emotionally abundant for you as well. Okay, but listen to yourself. And so we have caring connections jumping out in reverse, yet again reiterating that these people do not have your best interest at heart. Okay, they don't have your best interest in their mind or in their hearts. They are trying to, like, I wouldn't say that they're purposely trying to sabotage you, although some of them are. You know, for some people, yeah, it's people just trying to sabotage you. You know, people that don't want to see you do well, people that have been jealous of you. But for others, it's, you know, it could just be that you've got this grand idea, and somebody else within your life just, it doesn't make sense to them, or they can't picture you doing that, especially if this would have, let's say, something to do with a complete and total career switch, or if this is something like you starting your own business even. You know, they might not understand where you're coming from, and you're being, and so they're not trying to sabotage you, but they are sabotaging you, or they're not trying to discourage you, but they are discouraging you. Okay, so there's a couple different facets to this, but at the end of the day, yet again, we get this very clear indicator, even from the Oracle deck, that this person or these people do not have your best interest in mind. Okay, whatever they're saying to you, it's just confusing you, and it's sabotaging your plans. It's fucking with the clarity. Like, before you spoke to them, you had this clear painted picture in your mind, this clear vision of where it is that you needed to go. You spoke to other people about it, and now you have no idea. And like, now you feel discouraged, you feel confused. You don't see that clarity anymore. And when we move forward to the strategy card, which was the last card to jump out of the Oracle deck, the strategy card is urging for you to create, again, your own strategy regarding this. Okay, maybe you had to bring it up to other people because maybe you needed their help in some way. Now you don't have their help, but you've got whatever it is that you need in order to venture forward with this leap of faith. You're being urged to really sit with yourself, not only to reconnect with your intuition, but also to plot and to plan this movement forward. If there's any small, of course, with any leap of faith, there's usually an ultimate goal. So if there are any small manageable goals that you can chip away from this ultimate goal to make this easier for yourself, you're really being urged to plot and plan this move ahead and to leave other people out of it, because you've got something good here. You know, you've got a great opportunity. You're urged to take this leap of faith, and you're urged to plot and plan your way in how you're going to get there at this point in time. because this might be a fresh idea or a new idea. And also at the end of the day too, you're being urged to keep it to yourself, formulate your own strategy, move in silence, which could also just be a strategy in and of itself. You know, to keep this under wraps is also going to be a strategy, especially if when you did mention it to somebody else, they were discouraging or confused you or doubted you in some way. Okay, so I hope that that makes sense. Take this leap of faith, continue to plot and plan your way of getting there, because it's going to be worth it for you in the end. And don't worry so much about the external opinions, because they don't really have your best interest in mind, and more so, you know, they are not, like, you know what is best for you, is what I want to say. You know, at the end of the day, you know most what is best for you, and that's what you need to follow. So I hope that that made sense, and I hope that it encouraged you to continue to move forward with whatever it is that you've got planned. So thank you so much, Pile 3, for allowing me to read for you today. Thank you for making it this far in the reading, if you are still here with me, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.